11 different properties. Some properties in Ireland properties for scope of 39 well. They named it the Islet system. But if you look just off this point of Islet system, you'll see that tiny little Cypress tree. Well, that's the lowest price property per square foot that you have in Illinois. So this is here the heart of the skipper. We had one as Charlie. Door to it, built back in 1994 for a 7-foot tall individual basketball player by the name of Horace Grant. Now, he just built that house for himself as he played for the Orlando Magic for about 4 years. Now, when he sold it, he moved off to the Supersonics. To somebody he sold it to, well, unfortunately, this guy was a little bit more vertically challenged. This guy, he literally had to go in and lower everything in that house. Built for a 7-foot tall individual, this guy is sitting in the toilet, his feet are all dangling, the knobs and switches are so high you can hardly reach a thing. Had to go get a ladder to get the mail. Well, so with all that lowering, he was able to raise the roof there, put a sub-7 top rail right up there. Unless we have a drought or we're every year we do quite a drought. We're kind of getting back to where we're going to see some hurricanes across because the water actually started getting pretty low. We could lose almost upwards of about a inch of water per day every day during the summer. Now remember I told you it was about 4 to 6 feet. The big big very long first half of the drought so long back in the late 90s you could walk up it almost without getting the food down. So now when we have hurricanes, we get a lot of water really fast. And that water seems to go somewhere. Well, it goes to here through Howard Creek, over the Lake Zephyr, into the St. Johns River. St. John's one of those 6 rivers in the entire world, like the that flows north. So when hurricanes come through, it hit us with all that rain going up the west side of it, it doesn't walk right over the north, flowing for St. John's with water. Well, that just filled the bucket before any of this water had anywhere to go. So it's summer for a pump. So right around the corner here, we'll see a boathouse. If you look on the inside wall about halfway up, there's a little water stain line going on there. That's how high the water came during Hurricane Ian. And in fact, back at our boathouse, just underneath our ticket window, you might notice another ripply line too. That's an indicator of how high the water came during Hurricane Ian. What kind of wave that wall? So some of our city streets were shut down because the water really wasn't going anywhere. All our systems were backed up. So cars weren't really allowed to go down some streets and literally cause a wake with that water inside. guys back at the boathouse as well at that ticket booth. Please go by and take another look while we're right there as we're going on. So our beautiful boat that was put together by one of our old owners and Captain Scott Warren. It was a comprehensive guide book. It was in front of the first book. If you love rental cars, refer to or remote. The Jeep, I think, is beautiful to copy for the book. It's just $5 off. And the all take it for a trip. It's a beautiful boat that tells all the history of how the manufacturing boat tour started. All the people who created this book are really first thing. As just a special moment with people. However, we were people as well. It's really important to famous people that work here as well. Like Jeff Rogers. And because we were Marty Heatley, the Beverly facilities for about barely touched his today. But Tony Perkins as well, this one guy, well, he was on that terrible open mid-top little rock round.
What's going on, cool boy? Enjoying that Florida lifestyle, my brother.
So when old Fred Rogers showed up, showed up with a baby grand and a mom that looked at this tiny little dorm room and said, oh, Mom,
look at that fountain over there. Them people got money to blow. Look at that water fountain. That house is awesome.
Right here in the past, they got in this house right over here off to the right. The red brick, green ivy, white trim, rock slate roof, the home of Fred Rogers. If you know anything about Mr. Rogers, the beginning of every show. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Picture yourself up at one of those windows and overlook these waters and think, wow.
Mr. Rogers' house.
But when he finishes with, won't you be my neighbor, I still have to think if I can afford the time. And I could, here has zero historical value whatsoever. Take a picture if you'd like. So the property is more important because the property finishes my story of the Cape House. Built back in 1885, now over next to the Albert Classic Museum, used to sit right there on that property. Now the people that own that house purchased the Cape when it still sat there because they were going to tear it down. This is the home that they wanted to build. They have the right to do so. But the Historical Society got wind of it, saying, you know what, this is a special house to us. We'd really rather keep it. So how they had to do it, though, is a little change to go through the city streets. So what they had to do was bring in a barge. It's right. They were building a huge barge. They brought it up on shore, took the Cape house and cut it completely down. So that they could take one half of the house, put it on the barge, and that's right, put it all the way across the way. But see, in Hollywood, they first named that barge Breakfast Fair. You could do this dance all the way across the water for about 45 minutes. On the other side, say, but they left that on shore. They brought the barge back, put the right path. You know this Hollywood story. That's right. They put that bottle of champagne, passed it over to the front of that barge, renamed her Ginger Rogers. But this dance, she always danced backwards, so they turned her around. She went all the way up to the other side of the trail. Lo and behold, behind the yellow people boathouse over here, the home of Charles Osborne. Now, you can see his house once you get to the break in the trees there. There's a white sign in the yard. And you'll see cars going by because it's on the other side of the interlocking avenue. Now, he purchased a whole bunch of land in the turn of the century, and this was all his. The home up there called the Osceola Lodge now houses the Winter Park Historical Society offices. So it's not really open as a walking tour hall, some of the others. But there's a plaque at the front. It gives you a little bit of the history of the place. Guys, I sure would I like to finish with a little bit of history. This is our park culture. This guy's been running since 1938. We're the longest continual running tourist attraction in the state of Georgia. That means we are 38 feet. Over 364 days a year, every single day but Christmas. Here's y'all coming. If you would do, please make sure y'all understand. We did other companies here. Please get the board pulled in, tied off. Guys, I'll get the door for you. It's off the room. It's the business. Hey, thank you. This time.